Why do some immigrants work day and night, yet still stay broke? The truth is, location alone does not guarantee success. That's why some people have lived in the US for over 15 years and still have nothing to show for it. Meanwhile, there are many folks back home who seem to be doing better. So today, let's talk about why this happens and what most people are missing. Welcome to Cash Talk for Immigrants. My name, as always, is Vidal. Today, as you can see, I am flying solo. Well, my wife Christine and I are licensed financial professionals in over 27 states in the USA. We educate African professionals and other immigrants in the US on how to legally, listen to my words, legally pay less in taxes, grow their money faster and much more securely by using a lesser known savings tool. What is this? It's called cash value life insurance. Now let me share a story with you. There's a woman, Ijoma. She's somebody I knew from way back home. And I'll be honest, outside of my wife, I don't know anyone else who worked harder than this lady. Ijoma came to the US about 10 years ago and never left. A PhD holder. She was also a respected lecturer back in Nigeria. But in America, the great leveler, she started off washing dishes in restaurants. Later, she picked up a second job, working nights as a certified nursing assistant, caring for the elderly. Ijoma barely slept. No time for herself. It was just work. Then more work, shuttling between two jobs. Ijoma lived in a shared apartment. Her bed tucked into the corner of a tiny room. No couch, no dining table, just a mattress to crash on after 18-hour shifts. Not because she couldn't afford it, but because every single month without fail, she sent money back home to her husband and to her 3 daughters that she left behind. She was a regular customer at the money transfer center. They all knew her because she was always there sending money like clockwork. She never missed a month. With her own account here, always nearly empty, Ijoma would shuffle money around just to avoid overdraft fees. Meanwhile, back home, they started building a house. Guess what? With her money. Her daughters attended a private university, prestigious private university in Nigeria. Then shortly after came the countless WhatsApp calls from her only brother, begging for help. His own children were stuck. He couldn't afford a decent university for them like she could. The public university system, according to him, has collapsed. He repeatedly told her so, begging her to assist him. Eventually, Ijoma, being who she was, she caved in and started funding his children also at the same university as her daughters. That wasn't cheap. One day, boom, it happened. Ijoma collapsed at the restaurant, completely exhausted. An ambulance rushed her to the emergency room. But there was a problem. Ijoma had no health insurance. She had no savings. Nothing put aside for emergencies like this. Why? Because Ijoma sent all her money home. Yes, every single month, living a very frugal life here. She had even refused the 401k retirement plan her job offered. Every dime went to Nigeria. Now in the hospital, her husband reached out to a WhatsApp group he belonged to. You know what they did? They managed to raise out about 700,000 naira, Nigerian currency. That sounds like a lot, right? 700,000. Until you hear the conversion. When converted, it was less than $500, 500 USD. It wasn't even enough to cover the ambulance cost. And here's the painful truth. Ijoma sent about $2,000 every month for 10 solid years. That comes to about 240,000 USD she has sent in 10 years. Yet when she needed help, all she got was less than $500. Ijoma's story is not unique. It is the story of so many immigrants in this country. They work hard, they give everything, but to everyone else and not to themselves. They have no plan, no strategy, just survival, mere existence, living paycheck to paycheck while projecting the illusion of success to those back home. Most give priority to sending their income to Mama, or to Baba, Auntie Grace, Uncle Peju, husband Sule, wife Ego, and children Wa, Zo, and Bia. Most of us forget to plant where we live. We ignore the time-tested financial principles and tools that are around us that will help us thrive. We fail to let our family back home know that before you reap, you must sow. We allow the insatiable demands from home and our sense of blind loyalty to drive our financial decisions. My people, the Igbos, ndị Igbo, they say, ebe mmadụ bi ka ọ na-awachi. Where you live is where you build. But sadly, even many Igbos have forgotten this adage. We also forget how the system here works. We don't take time to learn about taxes. We don't learn how credit cards affect us, credit scores. We focus on earning more instead of keeping more. Now, here's a picture of the living cycle for many. They probably earn 4,000 grand a month. But after taxes, rent, groceries, remittances, there's nothing left. They are just waiting for the next paycheck. Some might even try to save $200 a month, put in their bank account. But trust me, by the middle of the month, they're already transferring it back into their checking account to use. Or swiping that credit card. That's more debt. And the poverty cycle of just on broke, job, J-O-B, continues. But folks, it doesn't have to be so. There is a better way, one that lets you pay yourself first, that grows your money quietly in the background even while you help others. So how do you begin? It starts with one shift. Understanding how to create a gap between what you earn and what you spend. Most people never learn how to do that. They don't apply the time-tested principle, scriptural principle really, of paying themselves first after God. Instead, they focus on the wrong priorities. Just like Ijoma, who worked herself to exhaustion, sent thousands of dollars back home, but never gave her own money the opportunity to grow and serve her. Ijoma sadly said yes to everyone, but a big no to her own future. The Holy Book says, love your neighbor as yourself. Did you hear that? As yourself. That doesn't mean more than yourself or instead of yourself. Loving yourself means putting systems in place that protect your own future so you can show up for others from a place of strength, not struggle. Because you can't pour from an empty cup. You cannot live like a homeless person abroad just to impress people back home. It's not about how much you earn, folks. It's how much you keep and how much you grow it, how you grow it. Imagine if Ijoma had put aside just half of what she sent home, just $1,000 a month, for 10 straight years into what is called a cash value insurance policy, also known as an IUL, Index Universal Life. This type of account grows your money through uninterrupted compound interest. There is no market risk and no taxes when you take out a loan from it. Using a conservative 6.14% annual interest rate, Ijoma would have had $141,112 in cash value after just 10 years. This would have been available to help her the day she collapsed. Rather than the miserly $500 raised in Naira that was sent to her, she would have had real tax-free dollars at her command to use. And if she left it untouched for another 10 years, that same money could have grown to $286,378, enough to build her house back home with no stress. If Ijoma waited until retirement at 65, that same $120,000 commitment that she made for 10 years would have grown to over $813,000. But that's not the best part of the story. Ijoma could then take out over $87,000 a year tax-free for the next 25 years. That's over $2.1 million. And she will still have something left over for her beneficiaries. But that's not all. If life threw her a curveball, the plan includes coverage for what is called living benefits. This simply means that if she faced a critical or chronic illness, she could access some or all of the death benefit to care for herself while she is still alive. And in fact, if it's a terminal illness, she could access everything. Can you see the difference? If Ijoma had paid herself just 50%, half of what she gave away, sent home, she could have secured her future and still be in a position to help others without emptying herself. This is the power of paying yourself first, of letting your money grow even while you slave. But instead, Ijoma spent 10 years funding everyone else's dream. And when she needed help, what was there? Nothing. Zero. She had no savings, no health insurance. And less than $500 was what was raised from these very people she spent her life on. A sum that couldn't even cover the cost of her ambulance ride to the ER. Folks, are you hearing me? Ijoma's story isn't unique. It's the quiet reality for far too many of our people, far too many immigrants in this country. We cater for everyone else, but forget to cater for ourselves. We send money. We build houses back home, some of which we may never even live in. We pay school fees. But no one is building anything for us where we live. And the sad part, we are not even building for ourselves. And when crisis hits, the help we receive can't even pay for a ride to the hospital. Wow. Listen, folks, it's not selfish to pay yourself first. It's wisdom. Because when your well runs dry, there is nothing left to give. When the chips are down, you are all by yourself. Today I want to tell you there is a better way, and we have seen it work for ourselves and for countless others like you, our clients inclusive. That's why we are so passionate about teaching immigrants how to use these tools like the cash value life insurance, not just for when you die, but for while you are living, to build wealth, create a legacy, have peace of mind, to protect yourself while you still care for others. Our people just hear life insurance and they go ballistic because they don't appreciate what it stands for. Now, the illustration we gave of how Ijeoma could have turned half of what she sent home to wealth is real. It's not fake. And we will be happy to show you how it works. And if you've been working hard but have nothing to show for it, if you are stuck in the cycle and ready to break free, this is only for those ready to break free. If you want to start saving where your money actually grows through consistent, uninterrupted compound interest, then let's talk. Click the link below and book a free call with us. Let us help you rewrite your money story the smart way.